Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about everything we know about the next fall update in Wizard101. Now, we don't really know much about PvE. Kingsall has been very silent about this. All we know is that we're not getting a level cap increase, and we're not getting a new world, but the questline is going to be mandatory. So a little bit of a bummer there, but for PvP and advanced content and raids and all, we are getting quite a bit of changes, and the devs have been very active over on the Discord. Real quick before I discuss these changes, I just want to say sorry that I have not been active the past couple of days or the past week. My PC actually decided to brick itself. Basically, my SSD that had everything like my Windows and all my video stuff, my outro got corrupted, so I had to buy a whole new one and put that in. I had to reinstall all my games and my OBS and stuff, so if the video looks a bit weird, you know, for the better or the worse, let me know in the comments below, guys. I will try to fix this stuff as soon as possible. But without further ado, let's get right into the changes right away here. So let's start with Minotaur, Zilla, and Triton. Now, we have known that these are going to get changed for quite some time, but the devs did a little bit of backpedaling here. Now, Triton is not going to be getting changed yet. Okay, now that's a big deal because Rapid said in concerns for jading, they're going to leave Triton in the game. If Triton was to be removed, it would create a jading meta, right? Even right now with Triton in the game, Jades are still running around, pretty active, pretty common in the game, so just taking the best heal counter universally out of the game would be a little bit silly, so I am happy to see they are, you know, putting that on the back burner and waiting a little bit, so Kingsall W there. However, for Minotaur and Stormzilla, these cards are going all the way. So basically, Stormzilla is going to not give a Chromatic Blade, it's going to give a Storm Blade, which basically means universally for everybody, people aren't going to be running Stormzilla anymore. They're going to have to run, you know, subpar counters or dual school to like, you know, 8 or 9 pips to counter an OT. So basically, Overtime Fire and Overtimes in general are getting a pretty significant buff this next update because the counters are getting way worse. And lastly, for Minotaur, Minotaur is getting nerfed. This honestly isn't a bad thing though, even though I love this card, but basically PvE strats like PvE Ice completely relied on cards like Minotaur to be decent and stuff like that. So honestly, Minotaur being gone, it'll probably, you know, result in us seeing less PvE strategies in the PvP queue, which is great in my opinion. Generally, right now, if you're a high-ranked player or, you know, a couple of exceptions, you want to run Minotaur because it's a very cheap, really solid, you know, universal counter, right? But the issue was everyone was running this, so Kingsall is actually backpedaling to try and buff schools like Ice, which really could use the help right now, which I think is not a bad idea. Now this leads me into my next point, which is going to be the dual school buffs that we're getting as well. People will be like, well, you'll just run fire instead of Minotaur, right? But the issue is the fire accuracy burden is pretty big of a deal. And right now in the game, you can have 4 pins and still not get max fire accuracy. So we're going to be seeing a buff to accuracy in the next update. And we're also going to be seeing a buff to the Pierce, I believe, in the next update as well for dual school buffs. I think this is a great thing in my opinion, because I believe that all schools should be able to dual school equally or, you know, viably. But right now, it's just kind of not the case. You have some schools that can get accuracy to like 4 schools and others can barely get accuracy to 1, like as you can see on my storm right now. Or you have schools like Myth and Fire where their pins are so much more superior to every other schools in the game right now, which can allow them to dual school better, stuff like that. So by buffing the dual school here, you know, universally for everybody, I think it'd be great. In my opinion, I feel like people should have like 40 off-school peers That's kind of where Myth and Fire sit at right now, so I wouldn't mind everybody to kind of be around that ballpark in my opinion. At the time of me recording this video, KingSaw actually literally just tweeted that there's going to be an update tomorrow, or tonight, I guess if you will, that will be including a patch to Wizard101 NA servers. So that's great. Next up, we have new auras. Now, we haven't gotten new auras since, I believe, Frenzy Embrace in the Arcanum. And we see stuff like Galvanic being used in the PvP meta, but this is a level 80 card, right? So the auras are very underdeveloped, and with Rochambeau and Star, Moon, Sun, all that stuff being, you know, more active, more common and used, auras just simply are behind. They're left behind. I would like to see an aura that gives like 20 damage and like 10 pierce or something, but then you might get like backlash to your 2 counter schools or something. I think that'd be really cool in my opinion. You could kind of knock out 2 birds, 1 stone here, just make a new offensive unique damage aura that looks really cool, but then also create like stuff to mitigate against the other schools via, you know, the aura library. I think that'd be great and cool and all. Next up, we have the TC audit. So basically this will be addressing stuff like Ice Colossus, you know, TC Fire Elephant, right? These cards are like 15% above damage per pip, I want to say. Then you look at other schools like Storms, which is Triton, they're equal 6 pip hit. Inside, it is quite literally just banned for no reason. So they're looking to standardize everything here. So if Fire and Ice have a 6 pip hit inside, Storm will also have one too that is equally as powerful. That's basically what they're trying to go for here with this TC audit, is standardize everything and make everything fair. Next up, we have Fairy Ban. Now, Fairy has been really good at low level for quite some time, and it's found its way into the max level league as well via Jades and stuff like that. So, honestly, seeing Fairy gone, in my opinion, is going to be doing wonders for the game, because, you know, we saw Satyr and everything get banned quite some time ago due to jading reasons and stuff. So, you know, Fairy kind of was on the chopping block for quite some time, but Fairy honestly has been more of a recent problem, so I'm kind of happy and impressed to see that they're, you know, getting rid of this quickly as opposed to other things in the game. So good on KingSal for that. And lastly, I want to talk about balance. Now, Skills is getting nerfed. Skills will be echoing the shield after the hit, similar to what Hydra was before the nerf and how Hydra is now, if you guys know what I'm talking about there. So this will basically just result in bounces not packing skills, kind of like how they're not packing Hydra anymore. So we won't see skills getting spammed anymore, which is great. However, that alone is not going to be enough to take down the juggernaut of a school, which is balanced right now. They are aware that Mana Burn and Gearhead are like overperforming, super OP, and they are looking into ways to nerf that, but that will not be making it into the next update and whatnot. So yeah, that's everything we got for news in terms of, you know, Wiz and the next update, guys. What do you think about the stuff in the comments below? Feel free to let me know. And if you made it this far, leave a like, leave a sub. I do post every day, or I try to. When my PC does not brick and break down. But, you know, I hope to see you on the next one. Thank you for being here and watching. And as always, take care, guys.